Hello and welcome to episode 3 of our In the Hot Seat Football Manager Experiment series. In this video, we'll take a look at how current Liverpool coach Jurgen Klopp gets on as manager of Boston United. We are 10 seasons in. Okay, the first place we have to look is the previous managers of Boston United. If we hide the caretakers, okay, so Jurgen Klopp lasted just over a year, 1 year, 161 days, and then was sacked December 2020. Okay, so if we go and have a look at the competitions and domestic leagues, so in that first season finished 8th, which is outside the playoffs, and therefore must have had a disappointing start to the next season to not make the end. So if we check the date again, so 9th of December 2020, if we go have a look at that season, so if we keep scrolling, so yeah, it looks like he's had a very disappointing time in November, going out of the FA Cup, not winning a league game, continuing into December, and then not lasting till Christmas. Had a fairly decent start to the season, quite a few draws at the beginning there, 1 win in the first, 8 games. So you can definitely see why he's been dismissed for a team wanting to get into the playoffs. If we have a look at that first season, he's had an awful start and then must have brought it around a little bit towards the end. Yeah, so a fantastic end to the season. Bit of promise, but didn't really go through. So if we check the remaining managers, Chris Lucchetti is a former Huddersfield defender. He didn't last a year, then got sacked. Danny Searle came in. He's won the National League North, got promoted in 2023. He lasted for over 3 years, and then looking more recently, Oliver Norwood, the Sheffield United midfielder, he had been in charge for over 4 years, but has basically got sacked a month ago, and they currently don't have a manager. Yeah, there's nobody in the job at the moment. They are in the National League, so that's progress, definite progress. If we have a look at the competitions of the domestic league, yeah, so after that promotion, winning the league in 22-23, basically setting themselves up as a mid-table Panorama National League club. If we go back to Klopp, he's still active, and he's manager of Australia at the moment. So if we go into his milestones, we can have a look. And yeah, he's basically taken over as Australia manager. So it took him nearly just over 2 years to get a job, and has been Australia manager for over 6 years. So they've won the Asian Nations Cup, through to the World Cup third round, just in 2026. Yeah, not sure if that's going to be quite realistic. I don't know whether Klopp sees himself as an international manager, but you never know. Okay, so if we take a look at the Premier League, if we go this way, so Manchester United have won it this year, Liverpool just behind them. If we have a look at the past winners, so looking there, so yeah, you've got Man City, Man United, Man City again, Liverpool with 3 in a row, Chelsea getting in there. It's a very standard top 3 each year. Arsenal creeping back into 3rd place in a couple of recent seasons, but that's about it really. No shocks there. If we go down to the Championship, we'll have a look at the league table. As Swansea win promotion via the playoffs, very tight at the top there, 4 points between the top 4. Burnley, West Brom. So Leeds still down in the Championship. Quite a lot of teams that are in the Championship currently there, so Sunderland have come up, Ipswich are back up, Gillingham are up there, Portsmouth came up but they're just on their way down. Nothing really stands out there. If we go down to League One, see who is down there. So QPR struggling to get out of there. Notts County up into the Championship for next season. Sheffield Wednesday down in League One, where they were a few seasons ago. Same with Wigan. Cardiff have dropped down. Fylde are in League One now. So Doncaster going back down to League Two. Let's check out League Two now. So Lincoln back into League One. Colchester as well. Chesterfield out of the conference at the start, so they're in League One for the next season. Same with Wrexham. Looking down the bottom, so Bolton being relegated out of the Football League entirely, just behind Salford. York back in the Football League. That's a couple of divisions jump for them. MK Dons back in League Two. So we check the Vanarama National. So we can see Hales Owen Town winning. That's a bit of a shock, really. If we check their recent ones, so yeah, they jumped into Conference North in 2021, won that division in 2026, and then in their third season in the Vanarama National, they're champions, and they'll be a Football League team. There we see Boston in 9th place, alongside teams like FC United, Nuneaton. Just checking for teams which have done a couple of division jump. So you've got Bradford City down in the National League. As we check on Vanarama North. Chorley winning the league. Got Chelmsford currently in the North. Accrington Stanley. That's very disappointing for them. Starting in League One and finding themselves in National League North by the end. So you've got Hitchin, another southern-based team in the north. Lowestoft finishing rock bottom. Stevenage falling out of the playable leagues. Of course, Stevenage and Hitchin, that would have been a bit of a grudge match, being a local derby, but Stevenage well clear of safety. That's quite a lot of points for a team finishing just outside the relegation zone. 53 points compared to 14 at the bottom. But Farsley Celtic losing out in pole position at the playoffs. Baseford are up into the Conference Premier. As we go back into the south. Oops. Bromley winning promotion and having to walk over the playoffs. Just checking what teams we've got down there. So Gloucester have been shifted back south. Basingstoke going out of the division. So if you compare the points totals with Conference North, where 53 points was needed to stay up, only basically 36 points was needed in this one. That's a massive difference for teams that are supposedly supposed to be of the same quality. Okay, if we check just the FA Cup, we'll just check the past winners to see who's in there. So the only surprise there I can see is that Nottingham Forest managed to become runners-up in the second season. Spurs coming second a couple of times, but the last 8 times it's been a red team that's won it. Just quickly click through the Carabao Cup. Again, just top teams, but Wolves breaking the traditions in there, 27-28. As we go for the Champions League, let's just go for past winners. So Juventus in the first season, Liverpool, Barcelona, PSG, City, PSG, Real Madrid, Man United, Liverpool. Been a little bit spread. Obviously a few English teams, so Liverpool, City and United all winning it. A couple of Spanish teams, but spread over the major divisions. So we just check over the Europa League, see if there's a bit of the same. So yeah, you've got United, Madrid, Dortmund coming in there, beating country rivals Leipzig. Milan winning it 2 times in a row. It takes some doing because it does mean you have to then drop out of the Champions League the next season into Europa League. Napoli and Bayer Leverkusen get into the final. It's just also there, the Portuguese club with Jordan Henderson, a 38-year-old Jordan Henderson, who's moving to West Ham. Okay, let's just check how England have got on. So you've got Dean Henderson in there. He's been a bit of a regular in this series in terms of England goalkeepers. Wan-Bissaka, Trent Alexander-Arnold. They've basically got the right-hand side of England sewn up for quite a few seasons. Same with Chilwell, Gomez in the squad. Raheem Sterling still getting in quite late into his career. Same with Sancho and Foden still in there. Bellingham, Rashford. Let's have a look at the managers. So if we take Southgate, so he lasted until July 2020. So you have to assume that he's had a poor Euros for that summer. So then Slaven Bilic took over, the former Croatia manager. He then resigned. Eddie Howe took over. Didn't last too long. Again, left after what looks like a European Championships. And then Luis Castro, again, 4 years later, after a European Championships. And then the current manager is Leonardo Jardim, who is a Portuguese manager who, on the game, looks like he leaves Monaco fairly early on. And then goes to France, Everton, and then England. So he's had a bit of an interesting career, shall we say. Okay, we're going to leave it there. And we're going to have a look at in the next video. I believe it's going to be Jose Mourinho. How will he compare with the rest of the managers? Thank you very much for watching.